Well. That was fun. That was fun. I hope you are all well tonight. Let's go, La. In case you wanted to know what that tune was, that was by that was a remix by Midnight City, and that was Justice Never Ender, and the other one was The Temper Trap Sweet Disposition. That was also by Midnight City, just in case you want to go and check them out. Always play the tunes, always try and get into the vibes. No negativity in this show, always positivity. Let's go, La. That's from you, actually, James, by the way. You got that one. Hooked me on that one. 60 of you in here, if you can hit the likes, please, that would be amazing. This is an everybody show now. Obviously, I did a subscriber only yesterday, but this is everybody. So if you want to send me messages, whatever, everybody's welcome now. You don't need to be a subscriber, but if you can hit the likes and subscribe, that would be fantastic. I'm on the road to 1,500, and like it says below, super chats will always get a reply. Okay, so what did I call this? Guehi only LFC. Yeah, that's exactly what I called it. And it looks like he's called it himself. Liverpool are now in direct discussions with Mark Guehi. This move is set to accelerate after Gerald Quansah officially leaves. Guehi only wants Liverpool move. How many times have we heard that this season? That a player only wants Liverpool. Isn't that just music to your ears? Isn't it? Just music to your ears. These players only want Liverpool. Guehi is a serious player. Like, he is a hell of a signing. Like, you can talk about other defenders going to teams. Yeah, you can talk about Arsenal signing Mosquera and, you know, other teams signing players. Not many teams have signed any defenders, by the way. I will say that. But this is a big signing. This is a move from one team to another in the Premier League, which should not happen, really. Guehi's got Chelsea written all over him. Like, he came from their youth team. Like, he got sold to Crystal Palace with a buy-on clause. So Chelsea expected to just him to just go back. So for Richard Hughes to pull this one off is phenomenal. Like, honestly, like, and I see people like talking about, oh, you know, we never got this guy and we never got that guy, or we never got Lenny Yoro, and oh, we never got Dean Huijsen. I actually think Mark Guehi's better than both of them. I think he's more experienced. I think he's the type of player you need to come in and just do a job. He will come in and he'll give you a 7 or 8 out of 10 every game. And he will calm the situation down. And there's a very good chance that we are now, with this signing for me at the back, I genuinely feel we are now in the kind of shape that we could go and win multiple trophies on all fronts. Like, we could go and win the Premier League and the Champions League now by having this one player, this extra defender, which makes a huge difference in competitions. So I just, hat off, you know, whatever you say, like, Richard Hughes has done an absolute madness this year. Like, he really has. It is what it is. Like honestly, like, I'd absolutely lost for words, like, for this one to come in as well. And for us to be in the conversations with some of the others that we're now talking about, mainly Isaac. I'll go on big screen for a sec. I wanted to just give a really big shout out to Lewis Steele. He did a podcast, or he did a YouTube show a couple of days ago, and he sat in his kitchen sweating away, talking about all kinds of stuff. Yeah. And then he goes on this like tangent of talking about Richard Hughes. Yeah. And then he talks about how well Richard Hughes has done and the kudos he should get. Yeah. And the flowers that he should get. And then he goes through all of the things that he's done since he's been at the club. Yeah. But then he talks about Richard Hughes's history. And there was something that came up in that show that nobody's talking about. And it's a really weird one, but I'm going to talk about it now. Okay. If you haven't watched it, go and check it out. It's on YouTube, and go and subscribe to his channel. Like Lewis Steele's absolute guy, like brilliant guy. I'd love to get him on like one day on my show. Like maybe I'll approach him. Who knows? But what he talks about is he talks about where Richard Hughes came from and the type of personality he has. And then he talked about people that Richard Hughes started his career with in data analytics. Yeah. And one name popped out at me that I just can't forget. Yeah. And there was a couple of names that came out, and one of them was obviously Harry Redknapp. Yeah. He started with Harry Redknapp a long, long time ago at Portsmouth, and they had a data analytics team at Portsmouth with Harry Redknapp. Yeah. And Michael Edwards was part of that team. Then the pair of them get taken from that club and get moved into Tottenham. Okay. So then they go to Tottenham. There was one other person that was at Portsmouth with Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards that never went to Tottenham. And can you guess who he is in the chat? Can you guess who that one individual is that was at the club with those two at the real infancy of them doing data analytics? I mean, gold star for someone who gets it right, by the way. Have a guess who was at Portsmouth with Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards, like, I don't know, 20 years ago when Harry Redknapp was there. No, try again. You're on the right wavelength, though. You're thinking about someone new who we are linked with constantly. Clue? Okay, managed a club in the lower division and got them into the Premier League. Okay, that's the best clue I can give you. Come on. You can do this. I'll give you 5 seconds. No. The person. Oh, Nate, you legend. You did it. Eddie Howe. Isn't that weird? Doesn't that give you goosebumps? Does that not give you goosebumps? The relationship that Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards have with Eddie Howe goes back 20 years. This goes back so long. Nobody's talking about this. If anyone's going to get Alexander Isak out of Newcastle, it's going to be Michael Edwards and Richard Hughes, because the guy who manages Newcastle is their mate. They have a great relationship with him. If anybody is going to get Isak out of Newcastle, it's going to be those guys. It's not going to be anyone else. It's going to be those guys. It's wild. That is a wild one that I picked up on. No one's talking about that. Like, they go back years. Like, and they are very good friends who worked in data analytics for a long time. And guess who went to Bournemouth? Guess who went to Bournemouth as director of football? Richard Hughes. The links go back time. Do not sit there and think that we aren't getting Isak, because we have mega influence on the manager and on the player. And the interesting thing is, have a look at what is happening around the striker world now. Yeah, Chelsea done. Chelsea are done. That's it. They're done. They're out the game. There's no player that Chelsea are going to be linked with that Liverpool are linked with now. That's it. That's done. So if we want to go and get Ekitike, we can go and get Ekitike. That's done. Okay. They've now got João Pedro and they've now got Liam Delap. Newcastle are scratching around for players. Newcastle are not getting the guys that they want. João Pedro's turned them down, gone to Chelsea. Yeah. And Mbeumo has turned them down. He's going to Manchester United. I don't know where Newcastle are going to go. I genuinely don't know where Newcastle are going to go. But it could be a case of we help Newcastle get a new striker by clearing the lanes, like clearing the lines, like giving no options to other players and letting Newcastle have a free run on strikers. So Newcastle haven't got a number 9 yet that they're still searching for, and they're still searching for a winger. Like, we have all the cards. We have all the cards right now. Alanga, keep on turning the money down. They're up to 45 million on Alanga. Maybe Jota. Maybe Nunes. Maybe Nunes. Maybe not just Jota. Maybe not Jota. Maybe Nunes. Like, maybe Diaz. Like, we have a lot of cards. We have a lot of cards to play. We have a lot of players that have value. It's crazy. But that one I picked up on. And big up Lewis Steele. Big up Lewis Steele. There's an interesting one about Saudi Arabia as well, by the way, which I've picked up on, is Saudi Arabia, PIF, I think it is, might actually give us the money to pay for Isak, who is at a club that they own, which is a weird one. But I just don't know. Like Nunes, Diaz, Jota, I think all of them are available. They're all available. Like, we're trying to get money. We're trying to generate money now, get some money into the coffers to then put this huge bid in. This huge bid's going in for Isak. I don't care what anyone says. We are going big for Isak. We are. Once we sort out Guehi in the next couple of days, I think we'll go big for Isak. There's a couple of things I wanted to show you around the Guehi one. Is obviously Liverpool aren't going to pay their asking price. Like, they want 50 million. We're not going to pay 50 million. I think we're probably going to get him for about 35. But there's also a potential swap deal for Reds aren't willing to pay 45 million. If price drops significantly, sell for 45. We rate him at 35 because of the last year in his contract. That's how we rate him, and we'll probably pay 35. But, and this is a big but it does look like there is a potential swap deal that could happen with Ben Doak. So there is a potential swap deal with Ben Doak. You have to remember as well, Palace have lost Elise, yeah, and they're also potentially going to lose Eze. They're going to lose their wingers. Like, all they'll have is a kid. Like, they'll have this kid who's not really played much first team football as their winger. they're going to have to sign a winger who's got a bit of experience. Well, Ben Doak ain't going to do them any harm. He ain't going to do them any harm whatsoever. Like, he's a good player. He's just not going to get football at Liverpool. So if we threw in 20 million and Ben Doak, I think that's a deal that could be done. I mean, that's absolutely a deal that could be done. Or even Harvey Elliott. Even Harvey Elliott would work. But that's a straight swap. Like, it's a straight swap at Elliott. Like, I can't see that. And I also feel like we want money for Elliott. Like, Elliott commands a good 40, 50 million. I can see Elliott going to Leipzig, you know. I can see Jurgen having a real say in that, in getting him over there. I can really see that one happening. And the fact that Quansah's gone to Bayer Leverkusen, that could be a deal that definitely happens. Definitely happens for me. So there's loads and loads of like stuff around Guehi. Like, it's all over the news now. Like, you know, more Guehi stuff. So obviously Quansah's medical's booked. He'll go, and then Guehi will come in. He's already said he wants to play for Liverpool, and he's already been guaranteed that he will get football at Liverpool. So I think this is just a matter of time. This could be a day, it could be 2 days. I just don't know, but I think this one is just a done deal. It'll happen soon. Quansah will go. Will get his medical, and he'll go, and then Guehi will arrive. I think that's pretty much it. And I'm more than happy with that. That kind of works for me. It really does. Like, that's a really strong, solid centre-back group that we've got. I just think it's a really good centre-back grouping that we've got, as in 3 brilliant centre-backs that can play. Obviously, this is the Elliott stuff. So Gerald Quansah's got a medical. When's the medical? Tomorrow. Okay, once that's done, once that medical's done, that money will be transferred. That'll just go straight into Guehi. Also, Napoli's preparing another bid, an official bid this time for Nunes. We're looking for about 70 million for him, 70 million euros for him. It's also been mooted that we're linked to another defender. I think these ones are potentially just centre-back options if Guehi doesn't happen. And that's Nathan Z and Joel Ordonez. And I've told you about Joel Ordonez. Like, I've done I did a deep dive on him. He is an unbelievable player. He could be something really special. Like, he could be another Pacho for PSG. And also Z is a really good player as well, like really highly rated. They're both valued around 20 million euros. So either or, potentially. If we do sign another centre-back, then you really do have to think that Gomez is gone, or potentially Canate. You really do have to wonder then. What else have we got? Gyökeres prefers Liverpool, according to Ebola, which isn't a great tier media outlet, but he prefers Liverpool over Arsenal. And that's a really interesting one that I wanted to bring up, because Arsenal are now linked with Ekitike. Are Arsenal linked with Ekitike because Gyökeres has decided he wants to come to Liverpool? Like, really? Like, or maybe Gyökeres has decided he might want to go to Newcastle. Gyökeres will pop at Newcastle. Like, they lose one Swede and then take another Swede. That works. Everybody wants LFC. 100%. Everybody wants LFC. Of course they do. Why would they not? Why would they not? Everybody wants LFC. Closing in on Guehi. Yeah. Alexander Isak talks. So Alexander Isak could be set for key talks with Newcastle, Eddie Howe next month for speculation over his future. They are sweating. They are sweating on Isak. He might not kick up a stink, but they might need the money. Like, they put all their money on 3 players and they've been rejected on all of them. 2 of them for money, 1 of them, he picked a different club. Newcastle are not in a great place. And Newcastle don't have a director of football. So they're in a bit of a mess. And they need a load of players to come in because they've got Champions League next season. And they didn't spend well the last time they were in the Champions League. And they didn't do well because they didn't have a deep enough squad. So Isak being sold is a bit like Coutinho being sold for us. He got us 2 world-class players. You lose 1 world-class player, you replace him with 2. Newcastle could lose 1 world-class player and replace him with 3 really good players and fit all of those positions. It's an interesting one. And they might even be able to get one of ours, like cut price, as part of the deal, as in Jota or even Diaz. So I think that's an interesting one. Harvey Elliott latest. I've got some more info on Elliott. He's basically had a conversation with Slot, and Slot's told him that he's not going to play next season. He needs to find a new club. Tottenham, Fulham, Newcastle, Everton, Brighton, Crystal Palace. Basically everyone wants him. Even Dortmund and Bayer Leverkusen. He would be perfect for Bayer Leverkusen. He could go and replace Wirtz. Like, if he went to Bayer Leverkusen for like 50 million, we basically got Wirtz for 10 million because we sold him 2 of our players that we didn't pay any money for. Harvey Elliott cost us 1.5 million, by the way, just in case you didn't know. He cost us 1.5 million in like, I don't know, tribunal funds. If he went to Bayer Leverkusen for 50 million, that would be hilarious. Yeah, Dortmund have got money now. You're right. Dortmund have just got 50, 60 million. These teams have got money. These teams have got money. Absolutely got money. And we will get every penny out of them because Hughes and Edwards do not F around. Do not accept low ball offers. They drive a hard bargain every single time. So this is the stuff on Elliott. Arnie Slot already held honest talks with Harvey Elliott as Liverpool transfer decision looming. Look, I get it. I get Harvey Elliott's a good player and he had a good tournament. I totally get that. And fair play. But we have better players. I'm sorry. We have better players. Florian Wirtz and Dominic Szoboszlai and Curtis Jones are all sat in the same position that Harvey Elliott will play as the number 10. They're all ahead of him. I'm sorry. Like, you're not going to play, mate. So go and get 50 million for him and go and put 50 million on top of the Isak money and go and get us Isak and it wins us the league. Isak wins us the league. He's the final piece in the jigsaw puzzle. No, they don't. That's true. That's true. What else have we got? That's the Harvey Elliott stuff. I've already talked about that. This one was interesting. Where is it? So this is from the Telegraph. Let me just... yeah, so Isaac certainly the most expensive option. Although Victor Osimhen, Victor Gyökeres, Benjamin Sesko, and Hugo Ekitike have all been in reports. Newcastle would even demand a 200 million. He might cost 200 million, by the way. He just might. Given a centre-back push, a report of Saudi outlet Oxaz. This is something I wanted to cover about the money from PIF going to us and then us going to Newcastle. So a report from Saudi Arabian outlet Oxaz claims Al Nassr is willing to part with 100 million, 85 million quid to get Luis Diaz. I just want Luis Diaz to go now. Okay? Like, thanks for the memories. Just go now. Like, get us 85 million quid and get me 50 million for Elliott and put that money together and go and sign Isaac. That's what I want you to do. That's just what I want you to do. Just go and get that done. It's simple. I find that simple. Just go and get that done. Everybody wants Elliott, but nobody is willing to pay more than 30 million up front, maybe 30 and 5 million add-ons. I think we'll still get it. I think we'll still get 50 million for him. I do. I still think we'll get 50 million. I just think our owners, not our owners, our director of football is just, he's a hard ass. Like, he just is. He's just like, yeah, whatever. Like, look at the amount of clubs that want him. Like, get a bidding war. Like, do that thing where they're sat in they're sat within antiques and they're going, how much? 25, 25, 25, 35, 55, 55, 55, 45, 45, 45, 55, 55, 55, to the left, 55, 55, 65. Is that your hands up? 65, 65, 65. Yeah, it'd just be one of them. Just put it like that. I could do that, couldn't I? That's pretty good. Was that pretty good? Was that a pretty good impression? As one of those, I don't know, auctioneers. That's it, an auctioneer. Yeah, I'll be a good auctioneer. So yeah, just get it done. Just sell him for 85 to Al Nassr, and then get 50 million for Elliott, and then boom, 135 million on the table. Let's see what happens. Antiques Roadshow, yeah. What I loved about the Antiques Roadshow, I used to watch it when I was a kid, is they would turn around and say, oh, I'm not really interested in selling it. It's part of, it's part of the families, it got handed down for years and years and years. And then the guy would say, or the girl would say, so would you like to know how much it is? Yeah, I'd love to know how much it is. And then they'd say, oh, it's worth 10,000. And they'd be like, oh. And you'd be like, yeah, you're selling that. You are selling that. As soon as this show finishes, they're like, well, I'll take £8,000. Go on, take it off me now. Oh, the one with the dodgy sideburns and the fake tan. Yeah, I know what you mean. I think he passed away. What else have we got? Diaz and Gapco interests. So this is obviously from Christian Falk. So Bayern Munich still haven't got a winger, by the way. I don't know. I don't think they're going to offer 85 million for Nunes. Not for Nunes, for Diaz. So I don't know how that one's going to go. But he's certainly not going to go to Barcelona now. So maybe Bayern come out the blue. I genuinely don't know. Ekitike today. So Ekitike to Liverpool transfer timeline emerges at 200 million spent to continue. Liverpool are once again linked with Eintracht Frankfurt, blah, blah, blah. Ekitike, now he continues fresh rumours. Scored 22 goals, blah, blah, blah. Sport Bild have reported that Liverpool are determined to sign a striker and have made it known to Frankfurt that they want to add a new centre forward to their squad. Let's get rid of him. Liverpool have reported to have held talks with Ekitike's representatives in the past, but are yet to start negotiations with Frankfurt. Arsenal are mentioned in the report as showing a serious interest in signing the 23-year-old this summer. Wouldn't it be hilarious if Arsenal signed Ekitike and we signed Isaac? Wouldn't that be hilarious? And we signed Isaac for like 100 million with like Elliot and add-ons, and Arsenal signed Ekitike for like 100 million, like with add-ons, and we're like, oh, okay, you paid the same price as us, and you got who, and we got who? That would be hilarious. That would be hilarious if Arsenal ended up with Sesko and Ekitike, both totally unproven, like both high risky transfers that would cost a lot of money. Yeah, do it. Let's see how it works out for you. Let's see how it works out for you. So I wanted to bring up this one as well, which was Ben Jacobs. So Liverpool have no plans to pay 45 to 50 million for Guehi. Price would need to be well south of this bracket. LFC are inclined to bring in a defender who is Quansa's age or younger, unless a deal for Guehi is simply too strong not to proceed. There is anticipation for Gerald Hatto. Okay? If Guehi doesn't happen, Hatto will. Okay? And that is it. Or we may still get Hatto on top of Guehi if we move the likes of a Tsimikas or a Gomez, or God forbid if Canate goes. Okay? So there are options. Plenty of them. This one, 45 million deal. 45 million deal solves Liverpool's biggest problem. I just want to close that, and also that. Yeah. This is obviously Guehi. Where is it? Mark Guehi is the answer. Liverpool reportedly wants to sign Guehi, blah, blah, blah. And BBC reports the 45 million is going price for Guehi. Liverpool may decide to wait a year and sign him on a free. And no one could begrudge them that. But simply paying the money to guarantee Guehi would fix the biggest problem they've got right now. And that's replacing Quansah. And also, they'd like to get a leader to replace Canate. Did you read that? Did you read that? They would like to get a replacement leader to replace Canate, because Liverpool don't rate Canate as a leader, unfortunately. Unfortunately. Hatto can definitely come in when Robbo leaves. I 100% agree with you. I don't think he would come in as a centre-back. I don't think he would come in as a centre-back. We will sign Isaac. I really hope so, mate. I really hope so. I really hope so, buddy. What else have we got? There's 177 of you in here. Hit the like and subscribe if you haven't. I'm trying to get to 1,500. That's my goal. I would like to get to 1,500 by the end of July. Okay, that's my goal. Halfway through the year, I'd like to hit 1,500. That would be amazing. Also, this one. Just close that. Let me just close that. Liverpool would rapidly accelerate transfer talks with indestructible 50 million star. And it's Guehi again. I've obviously talked about this article, so we're cool. Okay, we don't need to go through that again. Also, Liverpool about to complete a very significant transfer. I'm reading through all of the news. This is probably going to be Guehi again. No. Oh, this is an interesting one, by the way. So this was Dominic Szoboszlai's agent being interviewed, and he talked about Liverpool are looking to sign a significant player. Yeah, in an interview with M4 Sports, Dominic Szoboszlai's agent, Matthias Esterhazy, spoke about his client for the next season. He said, "I haven't thought about Dominic's career for quite some time. He has reached the point where he was a decisive member of the team, won the Premier League, blah, blah, blah. The club is working on very significant developments. They want to be more and more successful." That's really interesting because we've already signed Wirtz and Kerkez and Frimpong. That's a really interesting one. Like, the club is working on very significant developments. They want to be more and more successful. I don't know about you, but that seems like that's going to be a huge player. And for me, that really does look like it's going to be a world record fee, like a world record signing. And that could well be Isaac. That could be what they're working on. Like, who's going to be bigger than Wirtz? Like, is there anyone who's going to be bigger than Wirtz? It's going to be Isaac. It's going to be Isaac. Like, 99% of the stuff you're reading is just clickbait. Well, an interview with Dominic Szoboszlai's agent isn't clickbait. That's an interview with Dominic Szoboszlai's agent. Like that is what it is. And this is after we've signed Wirtz, Kerkez, Frimpong, and obviously about to sign Guehi. Like, that has to be a big player. Like, that's got to be a big signing. Because who else is it going to be? Like, Ekitike is not a big signing. Like, is Oshiman a big signing? Is Alvarez a big signing? Is Gokares a big signing? Yeah. But they're not as big as Isaac. Isaac is probably the second best forward, second best number 9 in the Premier League behind Haaland. That's huge. I don't know. Read the tea leaves. I read the tea leaves on that one. Okay. And then obviously you've got more stuff, which is Liverpool are close to another new signing. Amane repeat, Liverpool likely to finalise move for 40 million monster soon. Liverpool, so I think they're talking about what are they talking about there? I'm not sure who they're talking about there, but it's that one which piqued my interest. Liverpool closing another new signing. If the Red supporters would pick one player to sign, it would be Alexander Isak. And there's his numbers. Like 42 games, 27 goals, 6 assists. Premier League ranked second for goals, 7th for shots. Isn't that interesting though? 7th for shots, which means he's not a shot monster. Like, he's not a shot monster. Like, he doesn't have loads and loads of shots. So if you give him the chance to have more and more shots, naturally, more goals will be scored. That's how I see it. I see Isak coming to Liverpool and scoring 35 goals. Minimum. Like Salah and Wirtz will put the ball on a plate for him so many times. Kerkez with his crosses, Frimpong with his cutbacks. Like, it could be wild. Like, it just could be wild if we get him. He's so clinical. He's so clinical. There's a video on YouTube of Isaac's last 80 shots, and he scored 30 goals off his last 80 shots. Like, and you watch it and you're just like, it's mind blowing. Like, he's an absolute killer. He is a killer. He's a killer. I mean, that's the one. That is the one for me. What else have I got? Nunes update. So I'll give you a Nunes update. Sorry, Nunes upgrade, and then obviously Osherman's involved in that as well. So Napoli trying to land Nunes. Osherman on Liverpool's transfer list after transfer meeting, apparently. Revealed earlier this month that Osherman's name had cropped up. Liverpool, blah, blah, blah. Where is it? Although they're deemed to be slim chance of Osherman ending up in the Premier League, he did reject a 650,000 per week offer from Saudi Pro League. Everyone who thinks that he's a money grabber, shut up. Because he turned down 650k a week to play in Saudi. Like, the guy's not a money grabber. The guy just wants to win stuff. Like, he wants to be relevant. Like, he doesn't want to go to Saudi and play in front of 700 people. Like, so for me, it's Osherman or Isak. Like, Isak or Osherman the other way around, actually. I'd like both. I mean, his numbers are just bonkers. Like, 26 goals first, aerial 1 per game. He wins 3.1 aerial duels per game. He has 4.7 shots per game. Like, he's just a monster, absolute monster. Nunes talks could push Osherman swap. Still on. It's still on. And if you remember correctly, I talked about this yesterday. And if you didn't know this in the chat, Osherman's release clause ends the 15th of July. His release clause ends the 15th of July, which means Napoli can't demand 63 million quid for him. And he'll have 1 year left on his contract, which means we will have all of the leeway on this one. He will have all of the player power on that one. And the Nunes, Osherman money swap deal, whatever, could well happen with Chiesa as well. It could well happen. Osherman might come in anyway, even if we go for an Isak or an Ekitike or a Gyökeres. He could still come in anyway, because we still need to get rid of Nunes and we still need to get rid of Chiesa. So he could be a second striker. Like, I don't know. Like, we have space for two. We have space for 2 number 9s. Like, we need 2 number 9s. So maybe we go for 2. Maybe we go for Osherman and then we get Ekitike as backup, as the next, like, Isak. I don't know, but I know what Liverpool are doing this window, because I just certainly didn't predict us to do all of this. I certainly didn't predict Mark Guehi would come in. Like, we're doing a madness. We are doing an absolute madness. And I love it. And long may it continue. And last one I wanted to talk about was Luis Diaz. So Luis Diaz edges away from Barcelona as Liverpool consider fresh offer. So Barcelona end Luis Diaz race. So that's done. So they're going for Nico Williams. That one will be done. And Saudi Pro Leagues are next. So Dario Sports are saying Al Nassr's ready in a mammoth offer. Look, I'm here for you. Like, I'm here for it. Like, give me 85 million, please, for Luis Diaz. And thanks for the memories. and go and pop that on Isaac with the extra 50 you get from Elliott. And I'm here for you. And that's Isaac done. And then we've still got Nunes that we haven't even looked at. So Nunes swap deal for Osherman. Look, pipe dreams. But Nunes, Diaz, Elliott pays for Isaac, and then you go and swap Nunes and Chiesa for Osherman. Done. There's your 2 number 9s. Bang. You are absolutely cooking. You are cooking 2 monster number 9s up front with potential Cody Gakpo on the left-hand side with Wirtz or Wirtz in the 10, however you want to play. You want to play two number 9s? Play 2 number 9s. I don't care. Like, you've got absolute monsters in your team. 2 monster number 9s in your team. Done. The league's over. The league is over. And yeah, Osherman might go to the AFCON. Who cares? You got Cody. You'd have Isaac, and you'd have Wirtz. Like, who cares? Like, I'm all for it. Like, there's options there. There is options there. Thing is, though, I think it might happen with him because he's not happy. He's not got what he wanted, and nobody's come along and paid what we think he's worth. And the interesting thing is, I'm surprised there's no other teams. Like, he's a good player. He's had a great season. I'm surprised Newcastle haven't tested the water. Like, why haven't Newcastle gone in with like 70 million? Like, he's a left winger that they need. Like, he's a number 9 that he could play. It's an interesting one. I also wanted to quickly show you my tactics board. So let me just close these down. Get rid of all of these. So I was looking at a tactics board on how we play potentially. And this formation kind of made me feel like this is something that could potentially work with VVD and Konate kind of splitting. So I'm just going to move this around while we're here. So, and I'm also just going to pop him in there just so you can see that he's there. Yeah, so I mean, Ali could even come in and like take up the third centre back, and Grav could like go into the midfield more. Or how I feel is the ball would come out, it would go to VVD, or it go to Guehi or Konate. And in possession, when we have the ball, it would be a case of Grav drops into the 3, and then he then gets the ball and moves forward, or the ball can go wide. Or as players try to press, we would then have this triangle here and a triangle here. So we could actually play the ball back around or play the ball inside and out. And I think that's a good way to keep possession. And I also feel that, and I know everyone thinks that Wirtz is going to play the number 10. I genuinely believe he'll play as the left side attacker, but he won't actually play like this. He'll play inside more. And what I'm trying to show is I'm just trying to show these triangles, because these triangles are so important. Triangles all over the pitch. Can you see? There's triangles with everybody. Yeah. And this guy, I genuinely don't know who this guy will be, but I'm going to put this name just down just for now. But doesn't that look frightening? I'm also going to give him the number 9 as well. But doesn't that look frightening? Like as a team, like that is a scary team. That really is a scary team. Like for me, it just is. And I've got loads of players on the bench there. You've got Canate, Mame, Gapco, Bradley, Robbo, Stefan, Gomez, Jota, Jones, Endo, Dans. Plenty of players on the team. And obviously on the far side, you've got Nunes, Diaz, Elliot, Chiesa, Doken, Costas, who I think will all go. But that is a frightening team. Like serious. There's so much flexibility as well. Like, there's so much flexibility in this team. If you want to play Vert wide, you can play Vert wide. If you want to play Salah wide, you can play him wide. If you don't want to play Vert wide and you want to play Cody, then you bring Cody in. And then if you want to play a 10, you can play Vert behind. Yeah, and then you've got the wide players here. You've got your player here. You've got Vert. Then you bring Grav into midfield, and then you've got that position, and then you can bring these two back in. And then you've got your back four here. So you've got your 4-2. Sorry, your 4-3-2-1, which is kind of like this. Yeah. Which is how it's worked before. Or you could have your Verts here. You could have your Isaac here, who could play deeper. Like, there's just so much flexibility. And then you got your 4-4-2. Like, it's so much flexibility in the team. We've got so many good players. So many good players. So I'm going to end the show here. I've done nearly an hour. I was going to do an hour anyway. If you haven't hit the like, subscribe, please do. There's over 170 in here. Please hit the like and subscribe. I'm just going to do a quick shout out to some of the members, and I'll divert you onto another show. Let me just a couple of shout outs. Big up Kaiser, big up IBR Stella, big up Mezzi, also big up Trump Fago, you're always on, buddy. Big up Z, big up Joseph, big up Tina. Who else we got? Red Rebellion, Stocks, Liverpool 67, Antoango. Don't worry, I've not forgotten about the football and what is it? Football and rabbit holes. But you need to be a member to join. You need to be a member to see it, mate. Who else have we got in? Buffalo, big up. Alexander, hope you're well. Who else we got? Paul, good to have you here, mate. Kiran Kumar, there's more Diamonds. James, always good. Mr. Sky Blue, good to have you in. Aliez. And that'll do for now. Massive thanks to all the members. I've hit over 120 now, I think. Next milestone's 150. I will be doing a show in a week's time. I will post up another video soon. If you do want to support the channel, send me a super chat. That's supporting the channel. I will eventually have to buy StreamYard. So that's going to cost quite a bit of money. So it's always good to have members, and it's always good to have people that support the channel, so I can pay for that. Shit ain't free. And if you've got any ideas for the show, and if you've got any suggestions for music you want to hear, pop it in the chat. Pop it in the comments, not in the chat, in the comments. And I'll see what I can do. I'm just going to see who is live and divert you 2 seconds. See who's live, and I will divert you. Who we got? Let's have a look. Who we got? Oh, Don's live. So I'm just going to divert you to Don's channel. go and have fun with him. Kmack Raid on Don's channel. Get that in there. And I will see you all tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.